Most people think the education system is broken. But what if it's not broken? What if it's functioning exactly as it was designed? What if the confusion, the compliance, the shrinking of spirit weren't failures, but features? It didn't start with Common Core. It started in 1934, when the Carnegie Corporation funded a report that said schools should abandon individualism and instead shape the conscious evolution of society through collective planning. That language wasn't hidden. It was published, approved, funded, and that blueprint became the silent current beneath every classroom. Most of us never questioned it. We were children. We thought the system was there to help us rise. But we didn't rise. We folded. Bit by bit, our instinct to challenge, to create, to think freely, was rewritten. We were trained to follow rubrics, to memorize emotional scripts, to be polite when our souls wanted to scream. After 1965, the shift went from subtle to systemic. Content was stripped out. Teachers were repurposed. Education became about performance, not thought, not creativity, not questioning, but compliance. Children were no longer students. They became subjects, not in a poetic sense, but in an experimental one. You remember it. Maybe not in words, but in the tension of your body when you sat in that desk, the ache in your chest when you couldn't name what felt wrong. You didn't lose your voice. You were trained not to use it. This was never about making minds stronger. It was about making them controllable. Charlotte Iserbyt knew it. John Taylor Gatto named it. But most of us were too conditioned to listen. We thought surviving school was just part of growing up. We didn't realize it was programming. And here's the part they don't talk about. This isn't just political. This is spiritual warfare. This is soul suppression at the system level. It's the manipulation of frequency through repetition. It's the redesign of identity through managed approval. It's the use of education to sever a child from their own knowing. Because if you want to build a compliant society, one that can be surveilled, managed, and spiritually muted, you must first break the internal compass. You must replace wisdom with reward, truth with tolerance, spirit with system. And you do that in the classroom, quietly, one generation at a time. But here's what they didn't plan for: remembrance. It's happening now, and it's not theoretical, it's physical. You feel it in your body, the tightening, the rage, the grief. That's not dysfunction. That's your intelligence returning. That's your nervous system remembering what your mind was trained to forget. The earth remembers, and so do we. We don't reclaim the future by waiting. We reclaim it by seeing the lie, breaking the trance, and daring to speak what was meant to stay buried. This isn't about going backward. It's about remembering forward, about recovering what was coded into you before the curriculum got to you. The system isn't broken. The veil is. And we are the fire beneath it.